Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Adila Nabilah binti Nazri and my metric number is 1201928 and I'm the first presenter. Okay, the first one is about introduction. Both qualitative and quantitative strategies of evaluation have their flaws. In this assignment, there are two options, qualitative research or quantitative research, and we have decided to choose qualitative research. In this assignment, we also covered the definition of qualitative research, the distinctions between it and quantitative research, sampling, the advantages and disadvantages of qualitative research, and the validity and reliability of qualitative research. What is qualitative research? Okay, exploratory qualitative research is used to discover patterns in thoughts and opinions, whereas quantitative research is used to grade the difficulty by creating numerical data or statistics that may be turned into meaningful facts. Thus, qualitative research typically includes what, how, and why inquiries to address study issues that include the collection of qualitative statistics rather than quantitative statistics. Qualitative research findings represent partnerships conveying replies consisting of an acceptable, good, or great partnership. Okay, next, the methods of qualitative research. Qualitative research is a scientific method for collecting non-numerical data that focuses on understanding human behavior in context. The first type of qualitative research method is narrative inquiry. Researchers investigate the belief of individuals or small groups of individuals to produce stories about personal experiences. Next, the following qualitative research approach is ethnography, which focuses on describing and analyzing a group's common cultural patterns. Aside from that, there's phenomenological research. Phenomenology is a qualitative research method that investigates an action or occurrence from various points of view in order to construct a human experience phenomenon. Then, grounded theory is used to construct a theory based on real evidence. Finally, there is a case study. The case study approach focuses on gathering substantial and in-depth data about a subject, which could be anything from a person, an organization, an event, or something bigger like a country.
Quantitative versus quantitative, intensive or expensive. Quantitative research is an exploratory, unstructured research approach. It investigates exceedingly complicated phenomena that quantitative study cannot explain. It creates hypotheses for further quantitative research, and qualitative research methods include case study, grounded theory, ethnography, history, and phenomenology. While quantitative research is a type of scientific inquiry that uses natural science approaches. It collects a wide range of numerical data. The acquisition of quantitative data enables researchers to perform simple to very advanced statistical analysis. Quantitative research uses procedures such as surveys, organized observations, or experiments. While qualitative research is a naturalistic inquiry technique that seeks an in-depth knowledge of social phenomena in their natural context. In qualitative research, knowledge rights are often granted based on constructivist viewpoints. Different concepts and meanings are associated with quantitative research architecture. It combines the use of measurement and observation, cause and effect reasoning, reduction to individual variables, hypothesis, and question, as well as the theory test. In data gathering and analysis, quantitative research often places a strong emphasis on quantification. Scale or depth versus breadth is the main distinction between qualitative and quantitative research methodologies. The qualitative researcher thought he was interested in the complete or holistic view, which includes underlying assumptions and meaning as components of phenomena. According to the quantitative paradigm, variables may be objectively quantified. Comparatively, qualitative analysis permits a more flexible and open-ended evaluation strategy.
Compare qualitative and quantitative sampling. In this article, the author stated that there are some distinctions between qualitative and quantitative analysis, particularly in the sampling section. Qualitative data tools such as observation, open-ended question, in-depth interview like audio or video, and field notes are used to gather data from people in their natural context. Meanwhile, quantitative methods involve large-scale surveys are the primary instruments, and they are examined statistically. Quantitative also can be said related to data and numbering. Qualitative research uses the word, image, and explanation to judge the quality of objects, while most quantitative research depends mostly on computer. Many people mistakenly perceive quantitative methods as more scientific than those used in qualitative research. Next, advantage of qualitative research approach. There are a few advantages that the author stated in this article. The writers claim that the meaning of qualitative research has been articulated by Bush and Howard's 2020 clearly shows that qualitative research comprises all of the necessary elements to evoke a recollection that assists in issue solving. Firstly, qualitative data approaches such as observation, interviews such as face-to-face interviews and history stories, and life stories are utilized to collect data from participants. Secondly, in a qualitative research methodology, the method employed to collect data is thought to be more descriptive than in a quantitative research approach. The use of open-ended questions and probing in exploratory research allows participants the option to react on their own terms. Thirdly, in the qualitative research technique, a hypothesis emerges from fact. As a result, the data was true and not misleading. Furthermore, in order to properly comprehend and appreciate them, a qualitative research technique explores human cognition and activity in a social context and spans a wide range of phenomena.
Okay, next, disadvantages of qualitative research. If a qualitative research methodology is suitable for analyzing problem-solving instruction in the high school science curriculum, then it's still up for debate. The social environment is viewed as complex and dynamic by qualitative researchers, according to Christensen and Johnson's 2012 research. A large section of the sample group was probably covered by the study on problem-solving instruction in high school scientific education. If the qualitative techniques findings were reflective of a larger population, if it could have been a useful research tool. Furthermore, it is asserted that those who employ the technique write fiction because they lack the data necessary to support their assertions of fact. The method is recognized as generating reliable but contradictory statistics since it emphasizes subjective feelings and human stories rather than quantifiable figures. Then, evaluation rules for qualitative research. Qualitative research examines trustworthiness via the primes of credibility, transferability, dependability, and conformability, as opposed to the standard metrics of trustworthiness employed in quantitative research, such as internal and external validity, reliability, and objectivity. Good quantitative research abides by reliability standards like member checking, gradual replication, and audit logs to make sure that interpretations are not simply the researcher's personal opinions repeated in a different way. By representing terms and descriptions to participants and assessing their agreement or disagreement with them, member checking aids in the validation of qualitative research findings. By determining if the findings hold true for individuals unrelated to the study, peer briefing and the employment of external auditors contribute to raising the credibility of a study.
To define reliability, validity, and objectivity in quantitative terms, qualitative researchers frequently employ their own terminology. It is recommended that a different set of criteria centered on qualitative principles be utilized to gauge how reliable a qualitative investigation is. The methodologies used in qualitative research are commonly criticized for being poorly justified and lacking scientific rigor, because there is no widely agreed consensus about the standards by which such research should be evaluated. It might be difficult for the inexperienced researcher to demonstrate rigor. Criteria used to evaluate quantitative research cannot be used to qualitative research. Reliability relates to the consistency of the used analytical techniques, while rigor refers to the accuracy with which the conclusions reflect the data and the integrity and application of the methodologies used. Alternative frameworks for creating rigor are applicable if qualitative approaches are fundamentally distinct from quantitative methods in terms of philosophical stance and aim. Qualitative research cannot be subjected to the same procedures and measurements that are used to determine the validity and reliability of quantitative research.
As the conclusion implies, qualitative research is one of the more important research projects that the researcher must complete than quantitative research. When doing a research or assignment, we can also study and research more about qualitative research. There are numerous aspects to qualitative research, ranging from its definition and significance to the steps required to conduct it. In this assignment, we can conclude that qualitative research is to recognize and construe social interactions. It is known as exploratory research and is used to find out styles in thoughts and views. Other than that, we can understand the comparison between qualitative and quantitative research. Then, we can compare the sampling methods that were used. Moreover, we are knowledgeable about the advantages and disadvantages of the qualitative research, and lastly, we can specifically assess the reliability and validity of the qualitative research.